When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into a public office? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize the potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followers. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in
into a public office. Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is left into a public office. Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only left into a public office. Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize the potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve. And when they are not served, they were created in
Oh, yes, indeed. What a beautiful opportunity it is. An exciting and great atmosphere it feels from the nation's capital in Monrovia. A pleasant good morning to all of you, our friends and followers. And it is good to be back behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Too many controversies, too many misunderstandings, and of course, too many corruptions unabated. The thing is, the corruption continues to happen. It's like every other day, the breaking news in Liberia is one corruption story to the other. But mind you, these were the folks. This is the old man who promised that upon assuming office, everything about corruption will stop. Sometimes when I'm going back and reviewing my clips and my records of the 2023 election campaign, and I'm always left in some kind of laughter, not really for the sense of laughing, but basically you see the contrast, the contradiction, and you're like, how did we get here? That's people who say things boldly and they will live 360 degrees contrary to what they said and what they promised. So listening to the EFF Julius Malema when he came for the inauguration of Mr. Boakai, and comments he also made when he sat right beside Gonkwe. Disgruntled Gonkwe is my man. Gonkwe has gone disgruntled. And by the way, Julius Malema wished and of course cautioned the government to not lose sight of their promises. And I have the records, I can play it, so you will hear it. So the government not listen to a friend, listen to a pastor, listen to nothing. The government is just, I mean, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Many is very loaded. So this morning we are going to be talking corruption in and under the watch of Mr. Joseph Newman Boakai. Litany of corruption cases have been earmarked, cataloged, listed, and published by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission for the year 2024. The very year that Liberia did not see any kind of infrastructural development, capacity building, economic upliftment, but that was the year officials of the Boakai government, over 26 plus on the records, that were involved in some kinds of stealings and mismanagement of public funds. I thought this is supposed to be a rescue government. On the record, over 26 to 30 hardcore corruption, national corruption cases highlighted, documented by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. And we have the list here. The list has been making rounds on the social media, but we're going to make sense of that so that you all will understand what is happening. But trust me, believe in me, that is an understatement. The list you see out there is understating the height of corruption that happened in 2024 in Liberia. So yesterday we saw the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission accompanied by officers of the Liberia National Police pursuing and arresting Mr. Yango. I'm told the CEO of the WASH Commission. WASH Commission, instead of providing safe drinking water or sanitary whatever hygiene, sanitation, they are stealing money. The Boakai King's man Yango was apprehended, and then he complained. He said, "Oh, how the people disgracing like that?" But 50,000 every 1,000 rule. So I will endeavor to join Mr. Prince Crippler one of the men who is the brain behind the structural establishment of the Liberia Watch Commission. So Kripla in this case is like a whistleblower who was targeted and dismissed, along with several others. And I have the list of a whole lot of people that this younger guy dismissed because they raised the red flag on his act of stealings and mismanagement of the agency funds. These plus other issues, the latest from the police after reports about threats to hit a motorcyclist yesterday evening, late yesterday evening. There is a video also in our possession where it is alleged that a police pickup riding on the Tottenham Boulevard, right around the former Unity Party headquarters in Congo Town, hit and instantly killed a motorcyclist. Folks, my name is Abu Sharif, and of course, Hagar Gonda is here, and thanks for joining. Hagar, good morning.
Morning, Abu. Morning, Liberians. Thanks for following Freedom. Morning, Raz. Let me see. Wherever you are, it's good to be back here this morning to bring you the Thursday's edition of the Freedom Morning Raz right here on Freedom 87.9. Together, Abu and I, we are going to be here having a lengthy conversation on trending national issues, and of course, by giving you cash as well on the Freedom Cash giveaway right here. So yes, the code is as same as yesterday. All you have to do is to just follow up, and then yes, you good. You stand a chance to receive 10,000 as instant cash prize right here, or 50,000 later on during the broadcast. So star 799 star 70 hash is the code. Star 799 star 70 hash is the code right here. And yes, you're good. So we're here between now to 10 o'clock, and 2 million national issues, trending ones are that we'll be talking about right here on this platform.
That's correct. And of course, make money. Yesterday we were here and folks were attempting, they were japping it, like, come and win 100,000 and stuff. But you got 50,000 all available this morning. So you can still exert the effort and make sure that you're able to have at least 200, right? $200 this morning. And that star 799, the code remains the same anyway. Star 799, star 70 hash, and you are good to go. So it's 50 minutes after, it's 10 minutes to 8 at 8:15. So that's about 25 minutes. In 25 minutes time, we will visit our dashboard and see what's up with everything. Folks, the way we like to begin the conversation this morning is on a very, very interesting note. We knew it from the beginning that Liberia was on a very slippery slope with how the Unity Party folks and element were driving the country towards extremism, ethnic bigotry, and of course, partisanship. I mean, in contrast to the Constitution and what the laws required. It is so saddening that under this dispensation, democratic dispensation, and people are being hired on the basis of political alignments, clearly on record, that when you're applying or you're seeking government job, if government recruitment is being premised on your political background, your political institution. And that is why the president, in furtherance of those commitment to partisanship, the president appointed a fanatic as the civil service agency boss, an extremist, in wars and deeds. I mean, a complete jihadist in his ideology, in his mindset, in the way he carries himself. A man who is disgustingly hateful towards other human beings because they are different in ideological thinking. In Josiah Joker. Folks, we have recording. He got shared that recording.
Yeah,
with you.
already.
So just play it so that you know why some of what you're hearing and seeing in corridors shouldn't be screened. From Darius Delon to the NPA director, NPA managing director for employment of Baza. The news about listening from Lumbi Kanga Lawrence because he's wearing or the possibility did not exist to absorb these demands. So Lumbi took a flight in clear and flagrant violation of the doctrine of separation of power and independence of each branches of the order, right? Took a flight to the president and complained president on frivolous tribalistic grounds as a basis of why she think the managing director must be there must be reconsideration on the managing director, whatever the case is. It is a unity party issue. But you have to look at the genesis of these things when they happen, where it started from. So we are not surprised. We told you these things during the campaign. We made you to understand. We play a recording here where Mr. Bouaka sounded clearly anti-Muslims and anti-Mandingo. We play as a signal because, look, when people are tribal in their nature, you can't change it. That's who they are. And everybody cleave to them, have to play into that because this is the language the men love. So when you get there, you have to speak that language. You have to sound like the man. And you have to play into the man rhythm. So this is it. This is Bouaka. His records are clear. People know him. So it is an easy thing for people to be tribal under a Bouaka-led administration. Their records, we're not making up these stories. So let's listen to Josiah Joker a bit so that you know where we're coming from. Bouaka deliberately chose Josiah Joker to go there to purge and target seditions and deny other Liberian citizens entry into government because of political party alliance.
Back to Josiah Joker.
My president.
At first, I interviewed him. He said that he will not accept
My president.
the next president of the Republic of Liberia, which are supposed to be George Weah today, announced by the National Election Commission. Now, Mr. Josiah, your standard bearer, Ambassador Joseph Iman Bouaka, just announced that every partisan of the Unity Party should accept the fact that they are loose.
Yeah,
So what's your take on that?
he's spoken as my leader, and that's it. But I will tell you, as a Liberian, an individual of this country, that George Weah's election doesn't negate his incompetence. So he's not my president. Joseph Bouaka is
So
the
which
one
means not going-
I voted
So
for
we're
him.
not going by the order of
I
the
voted for him. I voted for him, and I can vote.
See how clownish this man, the guy sound. In fact, you can see the accent. The guy is raw. The guy is trouble. The guy is divisive. To a point, he is extreme in his ethnic bigotry that God himself is unable to make the man speak sound and clear English. His language is terribly accent with. Yeah, he dollar all wrap around he English and he say he's speaking English. This is how God can make you to understand tribalist. He build them up. You see them pump all that fatness. You see so tribalism all inside. And the only reason he prefers Bouaka over Weah is simply because Bouaka is his master of tribalism. divisiveness. I have a recording also of the late standard bearer of the Liberty Party admitting to the trouble inclination of Joseph Boakai. The man is a divisive element. He divides. It's like he has a natural insecurity and he uses tribal sentiments to gain relevance. So Boakai has always. So when he's among his kinsmen, he antagonizes the Congo people. He harrods anti-Congo sentiment so that he's welcome and hailed. He's celebrated as a leader. So the man does not clinch onto logical reasoning. Always that sentimental debate. This is the man. So Josiah idolizes this man because they are all unrepented tribalists. That's who they are. You all brought this trouble upon us, and you must not be complaining. We told you they were tribalists. People before us told you they were tribalists. You did not listen. So when they come and you're hearing tribal music, sectionalized conversation, go and read the employment listing that's coming from the National Port Authority. Why aren't we seeing names from the Southeast? Is that how the country is supposed to be governed? This is dangerous. This is terrible. But what we want that these were going to be the order of the day. This is against the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The president has transgressed the laws of this country, and that is in violation of his oath of office. And in a serious country, this president will be made to leave. You'll be made to leave. You can come and prioritize tribalism, sectionalism, and religious bigotry among the people. This is reminiscence of look, let me just backpedal a little bit to go to the pure war Liberia transition from the two-wing party. Those were the sentiments. When the 1980 coup plotters plotted to overthrow, in fact, the progressives, the crust of their advocacy was that the true-wing party was practicing nepotism, tribalism, and that the indigenous people were being ostracized and denied a space in national government. So they rallied the commoners to their cause, right? And what we saw in the 80s, the young, inexperienced Samuel Kanyando left the mansion with guns and what? Seized power. Using what? So because the revolution was launched, the revolution to overthrow the Chungwi party was premised on tribalism and, of course, anti-nepotism. When the military took over, they sought to govern on tribal lands. They targeted Congo people. And, quote unquote, you see, the Liberian bureaucracy became ethnicized or ethnicized. You see, the Crown people saw it as an opportunity. The Gio people, all these people. So you started to see this kind of debate. So we are supposed to be a country that graduates. But how are we going back? How are we going back and we think we are making progress under Mr. Boakai? So this is it. So it became normalized for you to run government on tribal sentiment. So we now move the two-wing party so that our turn, our country people turn. So what did that lead us to? Bloodshed. We kill each other here. We burn each other villages. We destroy each other homes. Slaughter one another. Ate intestines just for tribalism. We did all of that for 15 to 18 years. There came peace, and then we transition to democracy, where we have to respect the orders of the Constitution and start to lead. And that has been happening successfully for the past how many years? 18, right? Yes. Until we witness the advent of Mr. Boakai, 80 years old Baptist deacon, who have reintroduced tribalism, nepotism, sectionalism into the Liberian bureaucracy. There is danger ahead. And I'm forewarning again. We're telling you. So this is it. Don't forget about your history as a people. This is terrible. And why are the religious people silent? Why are the civil society silent? Have they all forgotten history? Why are they afraid to remind the president that he's leading the country dangerously? Yombly is making lists. Yombly is writing. Imagine government official writing the president a communication and talking about tribalism and partisanship for employment and writing names of people and putting political parties there. It tells you that there's a breakdown, Higa.
The conversation is interesting, Abu. But again, how many of our people are willing to listen to this? Abu, the fight is, I don't think our guys have sat and analyzed critically some of what happened in our country, some of what led to things that happened in this country before. Because for every time you sit and analyze, even in a football game, whenever you sit and analyze probably the first half of the game, you consider the mistakes, the opportunities that you had, how you needed to have used it, that you did not use it, what you should do the next time you have it, and that's how a team can better perform in the second half than the first half.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit and put Liberia's problem under a microscope, what were the things that were done in the past that led us to where we went? And how did we even get there? How can we improve on this if we want to avoid that? Once you do that, then you have a clearer picture of what the love for country is, of what patriotism is, of what you want to see or where you want to see your country tomorrow. But it is becoming sickening that our brothers will choose to trend on the path that plunge our country into civil unrest. Even when Liberians sit and believe that, oh, we are tired with the war days, we are tired of what happened. So if we are tired of what happened before, what led to what happened before, we are not tired with that, then where are we?
Profiling people on the basis of trouble
So
and political parties.
for every time you try to be divisive,
Wow.
that's why you see we are so in that name of politics and all of that. Once you want to try to be divisive, then you make a particular group of people to feel like they have edge over their friend, and you make that other group to feel like they are being marginalized. And once I am being marginalized, what can I do? I feel uncomfortable. Now everybody will lead their own way go.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do if I'm feeling uncomfortable? As a child, when you're living with somebody, when you're living with your people, and you feel uncomfortable to live with your parents again, what you do, you either decide to leave. And that's how you see people can get into civil actions. Or some will say because the guys feel like they are in power, they are in charge, so that's what they want to do. Then you will see them now, they want to take their own action so they are able to ascend to the position you are in, and they have the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
In our modern day society like this, for people to be for people to still be looked at in the way that because you are from the minor end, the guild end,
Yeah,
you are
yesterday we were talking about
just yesterday we were on that. So You see the person, you feel like because the person supported this political party, so they should be given first preference. And they feel, and that's how our country is going down and down, and nothing is being done about that. Because for every time there are opportunities given to individuals, they feel like a gun that must be employed. Once you have connection to NIMBA, you must be employed, even when you are not qualified. I was just telling somebody yesterday, Abu. You know, I was in a gathering and people were asking, well, what of these things that happen in the country, who really you blame? I said, I blame we, the Liberians. We that are given the opportunity to go to the polls and elect leaders. We are the ones who are the problem of our country.
Oh, okay. You're looking at the beginning of
yes. We are the problem of our country.
Because you see, leadership is key. Leadership sets the tone, and that's why you see these things are happening. For me, I blame Mr. Boakai.
So when you give people the opportunity to serve, or when you think there are vacancy and that needs to be occupied, and you don't look at the educational qualification, you don't see it as important. You don't see it as important as it is supposed to be. When you see the qualification of a person, the competence, then you downplay that, then you bring in tribalism. Because this person I from the Manon side, so let me support them. Because this person is a Unity Party man, because this person is a CDC man, let me support the CDC man and let go of the Unity Party man. So even when the CDC guy is qualified and competent to serve, no, that's not his time. So the thing about being a Liberian, a patriotic Liberian, your desire, your choice, you know, some of us, all of you here, I should say this. Many of you, if you have the opportunity, I'm not talking about those in the highest up now, but many of you who are the common people, I would say, when you are given the opportunity now to choose which country, if God could give you the opportunity to choose which country you wanted to land in as a resident or as a citizen of that country, you are not going to choose it. You're not going to look at all of these odds in our country and consider Liberia and say you won't come Liberia, because you feel your citizenship, there is no benefit now of being a Liberian, because when you are a Liberian and you are not at the helm of authority, you are not close or connected to the power that be, no, you're not a Liberian. Whether you qualify to serve in position, you know you are not. Whether you're competent, foreigners are coming and being given first preference in our country. They are taking charge of the economy of our country. And Liberians are not being given the opportunity. They are being marginalized only because somebody feel that person that Mano man, that person that CDC man, that Unity Party man. And these are things that can push Liberians, that can push people into actions. If you see people say they get Sudan, they get South Sudan, they get Korea, they get North Korea, people break away when they feel they are being abandoned. People feel when they are when they break away when they are being marginalized. So in this case, maybe somebody will say, we can move, we can be independent, but what we'll do, we get involved in the civil action.
That's correct. The sense of
which is not good for our country.
Self-determination starts to come to people's mind. People start to consider other issues and all of that, and you know, people feel on part of the whole. People feel left out when things are decided on ethnic lines, on tribal lines. This is dangerous. The genesis of this is how the government started its structure. With Boakai prioritizes his sanction by the appointment of Josiah Jokai. What has Josiah Jokai been doing? Josiah Jokai has openly written letters. Well, he said, oh, he's removing these people from on government payroll, as if to say it is a par payroll. You see, sometimes when we sound this way and you're like, but this is real, man. This is the country for everybody. And once Josiah Jokai opened his mouth and talking with so much arrogance and thinking as if to say, Josiah, you want to be like that? Go and preside over your family estate. This is an entitlement to each and everybody. comprising of the 5 point whatever million we are, and you enjoy no right than any other person. We must act in accordance. What you have is a privilege, but you use that as a means to ostracize and deny other people their rights in their own country, and somebody want to be clapping for them. This is dangerous. You are setting precedent. When these group of people leave, you can tell what the mindset the next group of people are coming with. There is an article published in the American Economic Association that I want to read. And it's titled "The Threat of Ethnic Politics." When the US President Barack Obama visited Kenya in 2015, he issued a warning about a threat coming from within the African nation itself. Quote, politics that's based solely on tribal and ethnicity is politics that's doomed to tear a country apart. Are you following?
I'm following.
A politics that's based solely on ethnic and tribal politics. That politics is doomed to tear an entire country apart, like what we are seeing. You'll be joking with the thing. The fact that we are seeing listing coming from institutions of government where employees are profiled based on their tribe, their countries of origin, their political party. This is dangerous.
Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Where is Bouakai taking Liberia to? And you all do not see that this man that Councillor Charles Walker Bromson spoke about, being a tribal bigot. This is coming to light.
And the terrible thing is, when you feel you are connected to the power that is doing this, you feel comfortable with that, and you do everything to protect and defend that side.
And you support it, but the risk
is
that's
when they turn against you tomorrow. What you will say?
So he said further, to tear a country apart, he said, it's a failure of imagination to be running that Bouakai is doing. Bouakai is running a failure here. That you got all that sedition, irrespective. So no merit being now. All the sentiment in government is once you're in fact, you can't get a contract. You can get nothing. You're not supposed to live. You're not supposed to eat. You so look rigid. You so look poor. And that sentiment is coming from the executive mansion. The president welcomes and embraces a communication that profile his citizens on ethnic land. Are we running a genocide here? Ethnic politics may be a failure of imagination, but tribalism among government employees can also have very real-world impacts on public safety. Yombli Kanga Lawrence, Darius Dillon, Joseph Bouakai, Sekou Dukle, Luther Tappe, and all of you Unity Party zealots. This is the risk you are putting all of us in. We were not there when you made a decision to run a tribal government. But when the consequences, the spillover of these happen, all of us will have a say inside.
Sure.
Here guy is a man of man. Start targeting man of people. One way or the other, here guy will be targeted. Right? I'm a Mandingo man. One way or the other, you start targeting Mandingo people. Somebody will say, oh, in spite of the fact that, oh, Abu, but people will ignore everything about Abu now and start judging
Abu by trap.
This is the danger of tribalism. This is the reason why I don't like to get involved with tribal conversations, because I believe the human nature is bigger than tribal association or anything we find ourselves in. No. Anything we find ourselves in, we as human beings, our nature is bigger than that. Tribe is just a medium of communication. is a medium of communication. We must not use that, right, to undermine our values of cohesion and living together. It does not make sense. It's completely irrational for me to see that people are going a loggerhead only because the other man chooses to speak in this dialect and the other man speaks in this dialect. It does not make sense to me. That is the reason why when I retrospect on the war and understand that this is the most stupid moment in the history of this country is when we fought that tribal war. And
the war that can be terrible.
Yeah, and people like Boakai, who lived that period, saw the danger, saw everything associated with it. We that were born in the aftermath of the war period are the ones educating him on the danger of tribalism as he has introduced it into governance. This is so disgusting. Ethnic politics may be a failure of imagination, but tribalism among government employees, when government employees, all of you working in the same entity, but you get that tribal sentiment, you think, oh, there's a tribal preference and stuff. This is the reason why somebody hinted me that the NPA is toxic. Now I know. The list I saw, there are a lot of Bassa people there. Why Yombly wants everything for herself? But if these Bassa people are qualified, why not themselves? This is their country. Right? But to solely consider them only because they're Bassa and they're associated to Yombly, that is terrible. That is unacceptable. It's unconstitutional. And to enroll people into the NPA system because they are Mandingo is terrible, is unacceptable. Either way, it must not. And either way, none of them must be denied a chance to serve their country squarely because of their tribal lineage. This is terrible. You don't run a democracy like that. Democracy does not see tribe, does not see party. It sees merit. It sees merit. And merit is defined in your qualification and competence. How you all run the port like that? Clearly, in a stable balance, you can't have Jusu Kamara as senior. He's my little brother. But he has not reached that level. Senior director for public relations. What's his highest education in public relations? Peter Kukwe. Peter Kukwe, a Peter Kukwe graduate. Right? And you have decent brothers like George Washa, who took his time, left this country, went to the Netherlands, and learned corporate communication, masters in corporate communication, a Liberian from Grenji, the southeastern Liberia, qualified and competent. Anybody who knows him, he is well suited. If you're looking for young people, right? Daniel Salih from Bapolu County. And I can call you a list of these people. What about them? You leave them and take a young Pate Zilius who was just throwing stone yesterday on the university campus to make reason. Look at the man who considers stone throwing as a basis to make reasoning. Say for me to be listening to, let me throw stone, let me bust windshield. There is a defect in reasoning right there. Either overwhelmed by youthful exuberance and all that, but such a man, you cannot be placed in a senior managerial role with elementary understanding of bureaucracy and administration.
Man's from Lofa.
Yeah, because he's from Lofa.
So yeah.
And he threw rock for Unity Party. You can't run government like that. And a lot of our friends, some of them, we attended the university together. They're there at the port. Some of them, trust me, you can go, you read all that thing on Facebook. You ain't qualified. These are unmerited positions you're occupying. Because Boakai, Josiah Joke are all promoting tribal bigotry and partisanship. That's why you're there. All of you, I can tell you, all of you, about 80% of you all that are in those positions are not really qualified for those positions. You're just being accommodated. Because Luther Tape sent a list, or you were on Yombly Kanga list, or you're on Dillon list, and this is terrible. And I'm told they have overwhelmed Sekou Dougle with the listing. They have overwhelmed him
He's
to a
even
point where
confused.
he's giving up. It's terrible.
And you have to do it by the party mandate.
And this is where I think Sekou got it wrong. From the beginning, Sekou should have stamped his foot down, but Sekou himself fought for the political party Chicana.
So that's how he came to power. So you have to protect how he
Good. So he fell, and it's because the law, it seems that the president let Sekou down. The law, because the president ignored the law, and it made it to seem to him that to me, that the party chairman wanted to go. The party chairman did not go, so the party chairman made list. You got to employ people. Imagine Queen Johnson, I'm told, a high school dropout, some kind of manager.
You want to to an advocate
or director, a high school dropout. They won't watch her on BYC feed recently naked yourself, cheering. They can some people, and why you're reducing the country like that? You say now, you say, oh, we can't rescue. Folks.
So, folks, we're here. We want to do so. We're still following the list. Trust me, we've not made any progress. That's why. But we'll do yours depending on what we can have. *799#. Reply with number 7. Sorry, no. What is that? So today is I'm taking the Friday business. So today is Thursday. So it's *799 *70#, *799 *70#, and then yes, you stand a chance. Just for $200 Liberian dollars, you stand a chance to receive out of 50,000 or 10,000 Liberian dollars right here. So all that you have to do, just play using your Lone Star Cell MTN mobile money. So we've not done anything. We need 6 play, then we do draw. The time check is 24 minutes past 8 o'clock. Depending on what it is up to you. When we have it between now to 8:40, 8:45, we can do our first draw. So continue to play *799#. 11 *799 *70#, then you move on right here on the program. So
that's correct. So kind of take advantage. *799 *70#. And Hika, this is dangerous because you know what? When this thing starts to happen, it starts to go in the community. So community people not looking at the country anymore. Community people looking at kinsmanship now.
Yeah. So
everybody start to defend kinsmanship. You can be in the same political party now, right? And you see tribal sentiment going around, so you start doing. So Boakai is plunging the country into chaos. You're saying now we're talking this small. We, as young as we are, right? We are telling you're failing to take cue. But this is dangerous.
And if you look at that, that is one reason for which I think they've been able to weaponize the police. Because if I know that once you get involved into tribal politics,
look at the army. Look at what they have done in the army.
That's where you get to
making promotions in the army on the basis of tribal and regional stuff. So what are they preparing for?
So yeah. So
what is this? Look at the national security setup. This is worrisome.
Seriously.
Liberia has reached a point where now, right, people are more loyal to their counties of origin than Liberia. How do you know? Look at the county meet. When they say Mangibi and Nimba playing, what happened to the SKD? The whole stadium is jam-packed. People are willing to spend their dollars to go and cheer their counties. But when they say Lone Star playing, what do you get?
Yesterday,
but ain't that the same human beings from the same country? So why do they prefer to go align with their counties and they turn their back on the country? Something is not happening right in Liberia, and all of you are missing out on it.
Yeah,
because you are rewarding tribalists for public office. They use tribal rhetorics in your communities and in your district, and you elect them to public office. So tribalism has taken center stage. We thought we had turned the corner. When Ellen became president, she significantly turned the corner. Wiakim, he turned the corner and decentralized and brought in new phenomena just to have people living and working together. When we are introduced an office in the executive mansion, an advisor for Islamic affairs. He did not do it because he wanted to create job. That was for national cohesion purposes. Waka is eroding all of that. When Ellen was president and who recognized Ramadan and who gave leave of absence to Muslims, she was not doing it because she never had job for them to do, but for national reconciliation and cohesion purposes. When we came and we wine and dine with Muslims on their festive days, he wasn't doing it because he had no work to do. No, because he wanted to make everybody feel a part of the whole. What has Boubacar brought? You have to be a Fatoma, a Jakoli, a Flomoku. And this is disgusting. With all due respect to our brothers. In fact, you are putting the Lofa people in a dangerous predicament. The same way that you have this kind of sentiment developed against the people of Nimba and the people of Grand Jide, because when tribalism takes center stage, when the state starts to prioritize particular ethnic group of people, right, the rest of the other people develop a sense of resentment for those people. Right, Higa? Sure. This is what you get. Unjustifiably so, too. When you and somebody, Higa, and other people go compete for contract, the local Sakila Nyuale internal affair contract he gave. One Gisi man formed 3 party and bidder for the Sunday. Because Paiwan, Gafuan look at that kind of contract he signed it because that Lofa.
God.
Terrible. So when you see Koga going in Nimba and talking about Manon people, Gio people, because their boss man singing the song. He's not even singing the song, but he's manifesting,
practicing the song.
And this is bad for our country. It has to be condemned by everybody, irrespective of whether you dance in the poo water, you're not dancing in the poo water. You got to, and you have to cry your own cry. All of you brought this man on us.
Okay, yeah. So 5 more persons. We're moving on. At least now we're moving on. Star 799 star 70 hash star 799 star 70. That is the code. All you have to do is to have at least $200 Liberian dollars. You can choose to play 3, 4, 5 times, but each time you play is $200 Liberian dollars. And you dial star 799. It must be on Lone Star Cell mobile money account. And that very SIM card that you got your money on, you dial star 799 hash or star 799 star 70 hash. I'm sure you're supposed to know the code now, so you know what we're making. So it's star 799 star 70 hash, and then yes, you stand a chance to receive for yourself 10,000 or maybe at the climax of the show 50,000, depending on what it is. So let's see, we can have the 5 persons. We set the threshold, we set the time at maybe around 8:40. The time check is 29 minutes up to 8 o'clock. So maybe at 20 minutes to 8 o'clock or 15 minutes to 8 o'clock, we can do a draw right here. So it gave you money as you follow the show this morning.
Exactly so. So it's 31 minutes after, and we are still counting. The more you play, the better the chances are to win. But this conversation is about the soul of the republic. You go to the other ministry, when you appoint one man there, a king's people feels entitled to that office. So because Kobokra is appointed as labor minister, all the Kio people feel they have some kind of entitlement to the Ministry of Labor. So because Sekou is appointed to the National Port Authority, the Manigo people feel a sense of entitlement to the port. Right? So because Amos Twe is appointed at LPRC, Unity Party people feel entitled to LPRC. That one it can be travel because Amos Twe uno trapper. They don't sort of come around. That cool. So Kubo and I get bloody. The
only reason you're around is because of
like Unity Party. So that why I say that's about like only Unity Party I think I got to show them. But the other area they got to show the try you call your name. But it must tell you when you go call your job there.
You say that when you're going out of town, though, if you're the immigration checkpoint, they'll call you. Ask you for your name. You call like me when I'm traveling. You ask me, say, my name is Hager. They say Hager who? That's like everything.
Yeah. And
So yes, your name now has become Adika and all of that.
Adika to where income.
You must be a Yuma, you must be a Sa, you must be a Fala. Before you can have recognition, before you can have the face, or you must be somebody who wore the green. And if you tell the person,
so if you can't call the names, you must show the Adika.
If you tell the person you wore the green, they won't go on your Facebook page to check and see whether you get a picture of the green on your page. So this is where we are.
People, professional companies that are paying taxes to the government, bid for government contract, and you're looking at the ownership ethnic background. It's dangerous.
The guys can be dicking behind you on Facebook, checking for you around to see.
Even application for business registration on there, dicking behind to know what your political background. I'm telling you something that they are doing, the folks are doing, the president has sanctioned that. Why is the puppet taking the country like this? Why is he running the country like this? And then you all are complaining, you Unity Party people, you made the country like for you're passing, you're calling other people names, and then you're complaining, you're saying this. And that's what you wanted. I wish I could lay my hand on Baka record. Yeah. This is it. You listen to Josiah Joga Claire. He said he's a Baka fanatic. In fact, to a point where he is not recognizing the democratic decision that Liberians made. He stays in his state of fanaticism until a disaster happened, and then the president preferred this type of bigot and made him the Director General of the Civil Service Agency. And he has used that office to purge political opponents from government payroll. Every government ministers and agency heads have elected to purging seditions and Southeasterners from the government. Baka does not find this as a trouble. The Council of Churches does not see this as a trouble. The Crusader for Peace, those women that used to be lying down in front of the foreign ministry, what happened to you? You can lay down again? We are saying the thing that brought war in the country, that killed over 250,000 of our compatriots, doctors, nurses, engineers, right? Killed them for no justifiable reasons. So we've turned the corner, and then Mr. Bwaka is taking us back there. And you all are not saying anything. Everybody can support. You supported the man, but the man is proving contrary. You can speak. Okay, we agree with Mushin from your face now. Yeah, but just talk. That scene will make you not talk the country going down, and you say, oh, I want to go talk because I mean wear a black clothes. That they will win war campaign will say, oh, the Senate will not wear blah blah blah. Your children are dying, you don't want to talk. They raping the girl children here in the country. You refuse to talk because you're shame. So please, we beg you, will not take the shame from your face. Your talk. Your talk for the country. Oh, all the women that used to be wearing black clothes passing around, where are they? The girls are being raped. Nobody's talking for them. You've abandoned your daughters, your sisters, your friends. You've abandoned them. They're being raped, gang raped, killed in the process. You are not talking. Only one pastor that can brave the storm. I listen to some pastor from Nimba. You know, Nimba Popa, they brave. Man, fire on Prince Johnson. Yeah. On Prince Johnson funeral. Man, you got time. This is how God people are supposed to be. But more God people then. All of y'all join, you say you will rescue, you go wear t-shirt. Now, Iman Krayi, they are seeing him be providing political justification for his compromise. Whether you agree, you accept it or not, you're compromised. Look, Krayi, you are compromised. You hold political identity. Your reasoning, your contributions will be influenced by your political side. And this is how you see it. You calling Liberians names, you calling people who are critical, you calling them names. Name calling. Religious leader calling other people names, denigrating name, referring to citizens in disparaging manner. That in Liberia, you can see that. I went to Cote d'Ivoire. I went to Ghana. The chief imam in Ghana is honored. The state honors the chief imam in Ghana. Assigns security. When the chief imam speaks or the priest speaks, the nation knows that somebody have spoken. But you have our own religious leader here acting as party sycophants passing around, and they think they have any more rectitude to speak morality to us, and that we will listen to them. We ignore you. We are knowing God for ourselves. We're not listening to you anymore. We're researching and learning God for ourselves. We're not listening to you because your counsels are not genuine. They are politicized. They're infested with sentiments that are not inclusive of everybody, but they're exclusive of certain group of people. So if I know that your sentiment excludes me, I'm not going to bother about you, because when you're in a room, when conversation about me comes up, you will be denigrating. You will support ill decisions towards me because your sentiment, your alignment do not agree with mine. This is terrible. Liberia is going down. But Boakai came, he said he was rescuing this country from the dungeon. Not knowing he was plunging this country into the abyss of mess and deterioration. Look at him there. And you say you get 42 years experience. Hey God, maybe we can take a few calls on this.
Yes, we can take calls on this topic, and please check. So 0776 104 104 086 500 104 added numbers. You can call us on right here and be a part of today's edition of the Freedom Morning Rise right here. Don't forget also to play the cash giveaway, star 799 star 70 hash, star 799 star 70 hash. You stand a chance for just 200 to receive 50,000 or 10,000 Liberian dollars here on the program. Let's talk to this first person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you, bro. My name is Audrey Conrad JMK, and I call from Oro Singa.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for the issue of the protocol Jezebel of our child, maybe Conrad Lawrence. You see, normally she doesn't fight for Bassa people. She can only fight for our associates. Those who she baptized in the divisiveness, in the heartlessness, like home. Those people that she put first and she prioritized because she doesn't have any protocol work. She just don't. Nobody is the first new senator ever in Liberian history. This woman, she had brought the visit and that's called the Senate, and also she took it to Gambasso. No, that will change the staff and get them to say a man who don't even know where we have worked with for all those years. With all you as a senator, you're not ready for bill. The innocent improve the lives of Liberians. The innocent doesn't have in the Senate.
Yeah, or rather making lists for appointments in government. But I blame Boakai put their own committee to appoint.
So let's pick another call. Star 799 star 70 hash. Play the cash giveaway and receive 10,000. Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Good morning, Ada. My name is David Garago. A common citizen from here for the community.
David, go ahead.
Go ahead. A common citizen from Dual community. Go ahead.
Yes, Abu, like you stated rightly, the guys are ashamed of their own government because some of them they voted out of anger. They voted because they feel that people who were around them were working in government. Young people just were in power. Young people who were of their ages, they were working for the government in ministerial director positions. So they thought voting with anger, they would have had a
Mm-hmm.
they don't know that we are getting people. But now they forgot to know that this black guy is not a we are. That we are young people. Baga will equal the day. So even though we ain't getting what who was up, but Baga will not be that. Baga will not be like the we are young people. So there's a difference. Thank you for affording me the opportunity.
Thank you
Thank
too for
you.
placing in your call. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. I the numbers. You can call us on right here. Where is this? Right here and be a part of. Let's talk to this person. Morning. Good morning. 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 Hello. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Good morning to you, Abu and Nika. Quick issue. Now, regarding not just the employment issue with respect to the trauma land.
It's that we have an issue at WhatsApp now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is why I always say, if someone really needs not including no type of wrong behavior in his life, they will not be able to attack the law. The president knows that it is clearly spelled out in Article 5, Section A, B, that yes, tribalism, sectionalism, or anything more about creating discrimination, they are all against the will of the country. So saying that this is why it just created an attack on the law so that they can pull all their family members in, and then no one will be able to discuss anything against it. We say that it's very bad. Only, for example, or like great job entitled for Lufien alone, or to say Okifi or Loma alone. No. All tribes have the right to benefit the resources of the country. Why you think so? Because that blood belongs to all. Thank you.
Thank you. So we are having issues with our WhatsApp number. So we can give you for our diaspora callers, we can give you an alternative WhatsApp number you can use, and that is only for WhatsApp. We're having some issue with the station's WhatsApp number. So if you want to place your call through, just do that on. So just do that on +231 77 6 581, and that is the alternative WhatsApp number we can use here this morning. And stars that is +231 886 672581 for our diaspora callers. Let's talk to this person. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Go ahead. I'm okay. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Bavu, Namen, come on. Go ahead. I won't say Abu.
Yeah. Oh.
It must be. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the show. And let me commend you all for the coming of people every morning in the area. However, our country, because we have thought, and nothing is happening to say anything. So I think the only thing we are doing now, we have to pray to Almighty Allah to help us to keep in mind of those people, because Dominican government does not have no right to go red to the president to give They're the other people. The other people are depending on the government.
Now, she put him. You put him. Let me just hold you there, my brother. Recently, in the House of and they say the Supreme Court will not put more in the say that separation.
Your separation of power.
Then why you go mail this now? Then you go mail it, say somebody will wear a point.
We know the song is separated. Please break the government. But all the function out. They don't make it decisions for the president. They don't want to make it decisions for the president because the president is actually talking. We're not getting the president, I need to tell the people that is happening or staying in our country. The president is declining all the administration, and we pray that our team will be all right for us. And so, for me, I want to commend you for exercising our right. And we go to the people every morning. Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Thank you very much. The president can't talk. Anytime they tell the president to talk, he say we'll make sure, no matter what they do, we'll make sure
We'll face the country. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hey guys, and Mr. Good morning to Abu. This is Edmoka.
Edmond, go ahead.
I the way you guys put it this morning, right? And this is the frustrating part of the whole thing. The Bwaka who is in power, according to him, he says in the local defense force because they felt that things were not going the way it was supposed to be for them in the country. People were marginalizing their people and here and there. Then you come to the presidency, you are telling on the same path that led into the war that destroy life.
So then when you hear your phone, you're like, bro, defense force.
Yeah. So where are we headed? When people cannot find their way through, you see them involving themselves into all kinds of things. Look at the world now today.
My man, I think you're talking. I hope you're not from the southeast.
They are focusing on their set. The 16,000 plus
my man, Edmond.
Police force that were in this country here, where were the huge not coming from? They were coming from the American people. So if it costs any problem here, where are we going to get people from to help us?
We got from what's that?
These city guys can be saying, and it's telephone that is going to govern well. But everywhere, how much are you taking out of the door? Even to allow us to free our on the street, we are not also allowed to do so. So, secondly, to plan the street to be able to get something to take out of that family, they are then stopped for doing so. And where we are, so the country is just stagnated. But then you see the city, and then we are every day is another day now in the country. And you the one that has come to rescue, you don't see anything. Or rather, they continue to create the pinch on the Liberian people.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't want to believe that. Some people say, why they were pushing for interim government. I think we are getting to see that happening. Because I don't know. They are not here to govern. Probably they have realized that the governing process is so difficult for them. They are not finding their way through. So they are pushing up. So that when something stack up, they will say, go for interim and reason. The thing is, when they do that, they will say themselves, but no, they're going to be here to rescue this country. Thank you, my dear brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, Edmond Carr. Let's speak.
Not sparking oil.
Let's speak another person from this end. Star 799 star 70 hash is the code for the Freedom Cash giveaway this morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
This is just speaking from somewhere.
Go ahead from somewhere in Broadview.
Yeah. Do you know that when you talk on legislative child issues, when I'm a victim of it?
Okay. Tell us explain how to do us.
Recent immigration recruitment. Okay. I signed all of my documents at the immigration office, went through all my police clearance and all stuff. And then at the day I was supposed to submit my document, I met one of my friends from another private security entity where I'm a superior at the security entity, private security entity. Okay, so this guy from Lofa, I'm not from Lofa. When he entered one office upstairs, I forcefully walked with him because I know he's my friend. To him, I can get some other connection upstairs. This guy went upstairs and their number, and the guy asked me a question. The officer asked me a question person in Roma when we respond to him. He put downstairs, and that was how he shut the door, and my document was sent downstairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So if
So that mean it is true. That mean it is true. It is happening.
I said it happened to me, it's happening to me.
But don't get bad with me.
Yes, no,
Man.
hey,
People
don't
you
get
don't
bad
get
with
bad with they get bad with me.
Sorry, my brother. 776104104 star 799 star 70 hash is the code for 20,000 or 10,000. Morning.
The morning, brother. As I'm saying, you just go and go. You are going to tell us loving chicken. Brother, I don't know well. Nobody is a pastor system. For the same history in the pastor. Nobody has to tell us loving children. She put tell us loving children in the pastor. She made the children.
No, my man, I want that family issue, man. No, I want that family issue.
Let's wait and find grandpastor. She provided something, just sucker. Left sucker in our country, she provided something by taking one of our center stools. Take mercy.
All right, Chief. Let's speak more calls from this other side. Morning.
Morning.
Go ahead, boss.
Thank you very much. Good morning to Mamuala, Abu Sherry, fast-sighted, educated generation of our camp, and along with your dear brother, Intido there.
And that's I can talk move for no food to the hot for the eat. Don't be that you're with that thing.
The great
For the recognition, for the public, and pocket Robert.
But I just call your need Jenna again, my man. You go call your need.
Unknown destinations. Abu said it rightly, and also he got to say it very emphatically. I want to tell you that anybody got how also that your brother, the do that your brother. You have how also your brother is. Be advised to put him part down for him by resigning.
That who is?
That who? That man say that my brother, I'm going to advise my brother to put it part down. To resign. That mean get a better job. I'm gonna tell you to resign.
Poker. Wow, poker.
What face I get to frying United Party people.
Let me pick it up. Morning.
You know the country.
Hello. Morning. Your line is actually bad, and I have to take this call now. Morning. Hello. You want to hold on the line? So we're having some issues with our WhatsApp.
Conclude.
Yeah. Sorry, don't get me wrong. If I say your brother, I know you got nothing to do with a criminal activity. But I mean your brother by religion.
Yeah, but that one said there is no need to even make reference of that. That is seen tribalism in there. Forget about that one. The man is sick with Google.
No problem with it. You have water. See what's wrong? That number one, all of Waka Israel, they make it not contaminated. You can't down the problem will vaccine, the problem will latching, but you're not contaminated. You know what? The folk
So what you mean contaminated now?
You will not destroy the CDNT, the put over into where time. Why they still making CDN? If you have you know what to do the song of Waka go to say we here.
Okay. So your advice to him is he should just watch him from inside the people thing, right? Oh, we lost poker, but folks, this is it. We are giving out.
For those of you calling me on my personal number, you're sorry, you will not get me today because I'm from far from me.
So you can do star 799 star 70 hash, star 799 star 70 hash, and of course you qualify yourself for $10,000, $20,000, and of course $50,000, depending on the threshold this morning on the Freedom Cash giveaway. And we're giving out lots of money here this morning for just $200. That's star 799 star 70 hash. Shortly, we're going to transition to the conversations about corruptions and, of course, stealings within the government that's happening. And we see that a lot of these tribal conversations are intended to divert the public attention from the thievery that's happening in the government. Clearly, it is evident that Mr. Barker has failed the people of this country. He has failed his purpose. He has failed on everything he said. Hey, guy, you want to play that recording? Push on the screen there.
Which one? The one?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go from this side.
Yeah, listen to him again.
That is a day of hope for all of us because we can correct the mistake that
That's
my
before the
fellow
second.
Liberians. This is Joe Borkai. Together we can make history on the 14th of November. That is a day of hope for all of us because we can correct the mistake that we made 6 years ago when we elected someone who has only lied and hurt our people. This time, we can make things differently by voting for the rescue team, which is the Rescue One on number 1, and save Liberia from the drugs in the street, unemployment, and lack of food and medicine. My fellow Liberians, together, let's make history on the 14th of November.
My people, hey, you want to play again? Look at the confidence you used to be talking. Together, we can save Liberia from the diet in the street, the unemployment, food.
My fellow Liberians, this is Joe Borkai.
Okay.
Together, we can make history on the 14th of November.
All right.
That is a day of hope for all of us
So,
because we can correct the mistake that we made 6 years ago when we elected someone who has only lied and hurt our people. This time, we can make things differently by voting for the rescue team, which is the Rescue One on number 1, and save Liberia from the drugs in the street, unemployment, and lack of food and medicine. My fellow Liberians, this is Joe Borkai. Together we can make history on the 14th of November. That is a day of hope for all of us because we can correct the mistake that we made 6 years ago when we elected someone who has only lied and hurt our people.
So,
This time, we can make things differently by voting for the rescue team,
correct.
which is the Rescue One on number 1, and save Liberia from the drugs in the street, unemployment, and lack of food and medicine.
One is chosen for
My fellow Liberians, together, let's make history on the 14th of November.
Go out of the country, see how people work. They work hard, but there's nothing. Some of you here, young ladies, you go to Nigeria to buy goods. Today, you can't go there. You don't have the money. You don't have the money because even when you bring the goods, the people don't have money to buy. And if the people don't buy, you can't go back. We sit here in a country, it's about
2 years back, you were able to sell how many jeans before the day goes?
2 years back, like I said before, I can sell more than 5-6 jeans a day.
Okay.
Sometimes 8.
So nowadays,
Yeah,
how many?
of presently, one to get the goods, the jeans is hard because most of the people that are importing jeans, they bring less goods. So even to get a DK jeans will be hard sometimes. Even the imported, sometimes goods can scarce in the market. You got to go the extra mile for you to get few pieces. So even to get the goods is hard. And even when you get the goods again, sometimes you can't the whole of the day. You only sell 2, 3, at maximum 4.
What do you think is the cost?
The people lie to us. The government betray us. Don't want to trust. My people don't want to.
Go out country, see how people work. They work hard, but there's nothing. Some of you here, young ladies, you go to Nigeria to buy goods. Today, you can't go there. You don't have the money.
Challenging my mother-in-law, Senator Johnson Webb, the late Senator Johnson Webb, to deny what I'm coming to say. The day Senator Johnson died,
The people who are the people lie to us. The government betray us. They get loud, they get steep, they go not to call the airport.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Back to Josiah Joker.
My people don't want to hope on.
I mean, a few months ago, before you came up with this,
Where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the dollars? They say they who have fought, but they too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough for time, but yeah, instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation.
Epo. Hey, I say me I can enjoy grabber burger. When you just take your time, anytime you feeling disturbed and you know something you're giving you hard time, you understand, just go to burger recording and play, you laugh, you laugh your stress out. So la be la dinner. Oh man can la I don't know. Yeah, la. So the man used to be like hey Babaga. Oh man, I say embarrassing.
So Abu, let's call some of our frequent players this morning. *799 *70 hash. We can give our money to people here this morning. Yeah, they're going to. Sometimes I told people, I say, when you see somebody in a particular position, all you can do is to always pray for and with that person so that the person succeed, and then the grace can flow upon you. But when you want to undermine somebody to get to somewhere, the penalties are very terrible, and that's what we're experiencing now with the resting mission. So the Bible said all the good things, and yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking.
You being low.
Yeah, it's shocking. So I say anybody calling me on my private number today, you must know that you out. Because I'm far.
Papa use hard grill timing. To be yeah. Papa use hard grill.
Good morning. Just first. Morning. Morning. This is Hagar. I'm calling you from Freedom FM.
Yeah.
You've been playing the cash giveaway, right?
Yeah.
Check up on your phone. You receive $1,000 as part of our frequent players this morning.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So let me call another person right here. Let me call another person right here. Where am I with this? *799 *70 hash is the code for today's edition of the program 425. You stand a chance to receive 10,000, 20,000 or 10,000, or hopefully 50,000 at the climax of the shoot. But from the look of things, how they call it,
One day to the runoff election, I think Baga they did that was the man last
to encourage people to go vote. That was it. Let me talk
Last,
to another person. Star 799 star 70 hash reply.
I think was that
you
we're
stand
not
a
do
chance to
BM
receive.
We're going to do BM You're going to take it. We're going to drop it. Man, look at whole country, man. Some of the things that I say, no, small things that he said, and he tell and they will say that loud. And they say nobody will say in the street again.
The Babe he used to be speaking Kelly. I know.
They will end all the day.
So all that thing I said now have turned to Wemesho.
Say yeah, Wemesho. Say no.
Oh no, anything in here Baga saying
Wemesho. Will end corruption. Will end hunger.
We'll make sure that people without children will not go sell in the street.
Then when he became president, as in 12 useless trip. Fast.
You know what? You know what they're doing now? They're trying to use Madam Salif.
Yeah, so the Babe not get paid so that Madam Salif going big.
They want to use Madam Salif now to start begging. And Madam Salif, morning.
Yeah, morning.
This is Hagar. I'm calling you from Freedom FM. You've been playing the Freedom Cash giveaway. You won before. What are you talking? Yeah, that Remy. You won before?
I'm you.
And I'm
yeah, they are what boom. Oh, my money, I pay that. I'm winning.
Then you win, eh?
Check your phone this morning. At least you got something. I think $1,000 there as part of our frequent players this morning.
All right.
Okay.
I saw you, but I think I.
Oh. Eh?
I said I saw the 1,000, but I think I yeah.
Oh, you think I want?
Oh, you think that's right?
That boss saying a coin by the money.
He's saying, you got a coin.
No.
She laughed.
Star 799. Yeah, she want to have money. You can see that the boss saying it. So, star 799 star 70 hash is the code. You stand a chance to receive 20,000 or 10,000 Liberian dollars right here. You want to make use of this for me in the meantime while we so let's see whether we can do when we've reached the threshold. Let me see if we have reached, then we can do 2 more persons. Imagine we can even get 6, but that's why it is. You got the WhatsApp set up already? Okay, let's talk to that. Let me see who's the person. Let's see who's this person. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, morning.
Yeah, I received 1,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So star 799 hash, reply with number 7. You stand a chance to receive 20,000 or 10,000 Liberian dollars right here on the Freedom Cash giveaway on the Freedom Money. Kasongo, Kasongo. Kasongo, the whole country is in a state of Kasongo right now.
As soon as he bugger coming with
so this guy. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Hagar here from Freedom FM.
Oh, yeah. I received the money.
How much you receive? You receive 1,000. All right. Continue to play your love account. One day you'll win. We're going to bring new program out here. Josiah Joker, you can play our program.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much.
But anyway, folks, we gotta have time to ice break, and then we'll come to the real moment.
Every now and then.
Then we'll come to so time at least we've cracked some because we can be serious now. The boy already
they won't be serious.
We can be serious too, or we gotta interspice it because some people.
And many of you we understand that your how they call it, you see us as your hope and other things because of the way. But so when we made ourselves so serious and made a control of the PL thing I'm feeling today, then no. So we have when we say these things and we put phone that we all or wipe away the tears and let go of the sorrow and all of that, then we move on. Yeah, the country will face it.
So what we witnessed on yesterday, on Monday, I received a hint from my friend.
Okay.
That the executive officer of the National Watch Commission was being invited. And he was being invited along with his financial management team on investigation of corruption allegation that was made or that was flagged by Mr. Prince Crippler. The executive chairperson wanted the investigation to be done in secret, behind closed doors. And you understand? To avoid presidential suspension, because normally, even though that is even cherry picked, but when the LACC invites a person, it is most likely that the president will suspend. So Yango did not want himself suspended, so he have been negotiating behind the scene so that the investigation will have happened behind closed doors. So that's how you see the outburst yesterday. He's angry why he was, treated like that. I do not know whether it's within the legal purview of the LACC to be effecting arrest. I don't know. I have to read the law.
Because the LACC itself has been requesting to be given that prosecutorial power. So whether that has been given to the extent that LACC will effectuate arrest now, then
exactly. So I know there were some amendments made during the CDC era. So probably it has come into force and all of that. But to call long matter short, it happened the way it happened. But the man who made a complaint is Prince Crippler. So let's pick the Prince. Prince was equally witch hunted, targeted, and removed from his position simply because he's a sedition. There are a lot of communication that Prince was able to share with us where this Yango man, who I'm told is another tribal and tribal bigot, also threatened Prince Crippler on several occasions that because he attends CDC functions and all of that, even on non-working days, he has been threatening his job and all of that. So let's hear from the horse's mouth. And Mr. Prince Crippler, the man who has always sought to represent the great people of district number 12, is going to join us. So let me just connect Mr. Crippler quickly. Prince, good morning, my brother.
Yeah, Abu, it's a pleasure to be on your platform this morning. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
To speak to the people of Liberia about this means.
Thank you very much, Prince. And I mean, I know this was on short notice, but it is important that we talk about it because when these developments from the WASH Commission came to the public, I knew that for me, I'm aware that a lot of things has been happening there behind the scene. We have been talking, but pretty much drill us to how did we get to the public arrest of the WASH Commission CEO on yesterday?
So Abu, a couple of months ago, before I came here to the US in November, in a series of senior staff meetings, I raised issues about corruption to the CEO, Mr. Yango, and when he did that, I complained him to the LACC, informing of corruption-related activities happening in the National WASH Commission. I did so as a whistleblower. And since I filed in my complaint, the LACC have been doing due diligence to my complaint to establish as to what are there's magnitude in the LACC conducting an investigation as was requested by me.
Okay.
And gracefully, a couple of days ago, while in the US, I got contacted that the LACC was ready to carry on the investigation and the find merit in some of the arguments that I raised.
Okay.
So yes, Yango was arrested and turned over to the LACC by police officers on account of the complaint that I filed, as a whistleblower, director of the National Water Sanitation and Hygiene Commission.
Tell us about the complaints you filed, the corruption issue you raised. Tell us about that.
Come again.
So tell us about the complaint you raised, the complaint you filed with the LACC. What was it about? The nature, its nature, and how much are we talking about here?
Okay, I informed the LACC about procurement and other related corruption happening in the National Wash Commission.
Okay.
There were 5 different layers of the issues that are raised. One, the government of Liberia allocated goods and services for the National Water Sanitation and Hygiene Commission. Out of the allocated resources, 30,000 was allocated. For procurement of cleaning materials.
Okay.
And providing cleaning services to the National Wash Commission. That $30,000 was disbursed in trenches by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning.
In trenches, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by in trenches?
In trenches, meaning that you can choose to request for the money on a monthly basis, but allocated for a monthly basis, but it's given in 4 quarters of the fiscal period.
Okay.
The government disburses funding by quarters. Every 3 months it constitutes a quarter in a fiscal period. So because Mr. Yango came in May, and a new government was seated, 2 quarters were readily available for request. So meaning from January, that's about 6 months requests were available. So the Yango, through his office, was able to request for the 2 quarters resources. Of that 2 quarter resources, some of the resources, 50% was made available of the 30,000 for cleaning materials and cleaning services in the first payment, but never performed. In senior staff meeting, we agreed that the amount of the 30,000 for cleaning material and cleaning services should be used to procure some cleaning equipments, like you talk about, you and also cleaning and pay for fumigation services.
Okay. I come in. Let understand something.
The entire office.
So Prince, this man came in May request for the 2 quarter that had already almost elapsed, collected the money and did not use it for its intended purpose.
Yes, we agreed as senior staff in a senior staff meeting that we should procure some cleaning equipment, huge cleaning equipment to use, and then also pay for a fumigation frame, a frame that will come and fumigate the entire offices of the National Wash Commission.
Okay.
He did not. The resources were received, but they did not bring those fumigators to fumigate the place. Billing was done. The different frames came to our offices to collect their data so that they will apply, to submit their application to the bid. But since they came and they participated in the bidding, and the appropriate frame was said to have been recruited, but did not come to perform the service, full resources gone. Then Mr. Yango, through the Director of Administration and Finance, who is also the Human Resource Officer, the staff was to come on a Saturday to carry on cleaning services. In senior staff meeting, I said, no, but how will you ask us as staff force to come and clean, when we have resources available to hire the services of a cleaning firm? You must tell us what happened to the resources before we can come to volunteer. Or if we are coming to clean, then the resources should be distributed to all of us. Mr. Yango and his human resource / Director of Administration and Finance took offense based on the point that we were raising in Senior Star meeting, and started to threaten people dismissal, and some of those things resulted to my illegal dismissal, and that was one of the complaints I filed to the LACC, that they should investigate that. And the second thing is that there's another $25,000.
Okay, so aside from the 15,000, there is another 25,000. Hello, aside from the 15,000 that you just explained, you mean there is another 25,000?
So let's get it clear, Abu.
Okay.
There is 30,000 for cleaning material and cleaning services.
Yeah.
But
that 30,000, according to you, he received 15,000.
Half of it. Good, half of it. I just wanted the record to be clear that the total is 30,000.
Okay.
But by now, he may have received the entire 30,000, because when you ask for the first tranche, after disbursing the first tranche, then you go for the second tranche. At the time that I was being illegally dismissed, they were requesting for the second tranche. Raising issue on is the first tranche payment, which I was in the office at the time when they made the first tranche payment. So then there is another 25,000 allocated for fuel and lubricants for generator, and then there's another 20,000 allocated for maintenance of the generator, our standby generator. But mind you now, Abu, the issue that I complained. I am the director for program planning and technical services. I put the entire paperwork to get budgetary allocation, the activities line, along with the director of finance, who were also dismissed. Who were also dismissed by Mr. Yango because he want to employ people who you have absolute control over. So those resources for fuel and lubricant for generator. We never use a generator because LEC was very constant from January up to the entire 2024. We didn't put the generator on. So since we didn't put the generator on because LEC was very constant, in Senior Staff meeting, I requested that we read the Ministry of Finance to ask for allocation or redirection of the funding that were meant for fuel and lubricant for generator, and the other money for repair of and maintenance of the generator. Since we didn't use it and we had need for some technical activities that were not budgeted for on the fiscal period, they didn't do that. But instead submitted a report that they have procured the fuel and lubricant for generator when we did not use the generator. How do you procure for 20,000 and 25,000 respectively, half of those money, and you did not use the material in question? We have $6,000 for LEC power supply, which is paid directly to LEC. The Ministry of Finance paid that to LEC, and those 25 and 20,000 respectively that I talk about, they are only meant for the standby generator in the event there's power outage.
Okay.
And there was no LEC was constant. So how then do you say we use the money?
Okay.
How then do you say we use the money?
So it is all this.
That's the second layer.
Okay. Do we have a tier layer?
Oh yes, we do have a tier layer.
Okay, tell us.
Right, we have up to about five layers of different budget resources that were allocated, that Mr. Yango and his director of finance and administration and that of the controller misuse that are complaining. The LACC.
Oh, you say we have. So you say we have up to 5 layers.
Yeah, up to 5 layers.
Wow, that means the 2024 so stealing was happening down there. But anyway, talk to us about the tier layer.
If you sum total, all of the money in question, it might be going up to $160,000 to $175,000.
Wow,
that's what we're talking about.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Services, goods and services for the commission.
Let's talk about the tier 1, the 4th, and the 5th, please.
So So there's resources for symposium, conferences, and meetings. That's about 30,000.
Okay.
And interestingly, as the director for program planning and technical services, I lead on those technical resources in terms of conferences, symposium, and meetings. For instance, if we had a workshop to train our for some of that symposium, conferences, and meetings, to do that. If we're having, like, for instance, a sector coordination meeting that bring together all the water, sanitation, and hygiene sector actors in the country, and that is directly under my office, we can use some of those resources. Interestingly, we did not hold sector coordination meeting almost entirely the entire time of Mr. Yango. We only held 2. One in October and one somewhere in I think March.
Okay.
2 meetings. And those 2 meetings, there were never money made available. We didn't even get the people water to drink of those 2 meetings. The last meeting
the media men can complain on your corner for program. You can pay their money.
Exactly. That's the point there. And trust me, a dime were never used for any of those meetings.
Wow.
More besides that, we have presided us to develop SOPs for the inspection of water companies, businesses in the country.
So what is the SOP? Standard operating procedures?
Yes, standard operating procedures.
Okay.
There were 2 standard operating procedures led the development of 1 SOP to guide the conduct of inspectors when they go in the field to inspect water companies and businesses. And then the other one is to guide the operations of water company. It tells water companies the do's and don'ts. How many, what should be the level of the water whenever it is ready for consumption? How do you store the water? Where do you store the water? All the guys are there. We developed the SOP. I presided over several meetings where on many occasions I had to take my own resources to buy even lunch for this technical staff to be able to get something to eat.
But why were you doing that? That's a government job. Why were you taking your personal money?
The hard reality is that we don't find pleasure in taking government salaries simply because Mr. Yango is not prepared the resources that have been allocated to make the resources available so that we will function. We cannot take our salaries to function. But if you refuse to facilitate our job, and we have consciences, we don't find pleasure in collecting taxpayers' money as salaries on a monthly basis, only to come and sit in the office and return home every day doing nothing. And that's the fundamental basis for our all of us putting ourselves together and deciding to volunteer to develop the SOP without even water to drink.
Okay, so Prince, let's go to the 4th layer. Let's go to the 4th layer quickly because of time. We want to interact with the people, so let's go to the 4th layer quickly.
So that's the there with the goods and services.
You there with the goods and services. You there with the fuels and lubricants. You there with the conferences.
Fuel and lubricants. For generator, I'm sorry that I'm not looking on my gadget now. Is something like 4 o'clock here this morning.
Oh, okay.
And,
so you may not be able to chronologically recollect.
To talk to all of them.
Okay.
But there are about 5 layers of items that we are talking about that are above, for which Mr. Yango has been arrested and turned over to the LACC. But here's the point that I want to make, Abu. It's very significant that the president, will remove Mr. Yango as immediately as possible, as either suspend him as the chief, executive officer of the Watch Commission while he undergo investigation. Because
no. Before we talk about that one, Prince, you were an insider. Can you say to us with certainty that there are chances that he could be held culpable for these allegations?
Come back again.
Can you say with certainty that there are chances that Mr. Nyango will be held culpable for these allegations of mismanagement and corruption?
I can tell you, Mr. is culpable. He will be found guilty as charged. Not only Mr. Nyango, his finance and administration director, his controller, they are two new staffs. Mr. Nyango came and removed strategic staffs that are on finance management. Take, for instance, you got our former director of finance and administration. Immediately, Mr. Nyango came on to dismiss, our director of finance and administration for no reason. He did say no. You cannot dismiss those staff. They are directly on us, the controller and the director of finance. We want them autonomous because we want them to be able to exercise their function without fear. But Nyango refused. He dismissed them and brought his own director of finance and administration and brought his own control. Reason for Nyango doing that. If there was nothing sinister, why didn't Nyango muster the courage to work with those people and will opt to bring people who, say for instance, the controller that Mr. Nyango brought was working with the ACE finance staff in the ACE Commission office. The man already has a job. Why are you dismissing somebody to bring the guy for long? Everywhere he went, he took the guy, and the guy will execute all of his terrorist, mission in terms of
So you're calling for the president to dismiss. You're calling for the president to dismiss or suspend Mr. Nyango and his cohorts.
To suspend his director of finance and administration and that of the controller, so that they wouldn't influence the investigation. The LACC will need the cooperation of staffers in the commission, and those staffers will not be comfortable. He will need for us. They are skeptical of, what Nyango could do to them living in that role. So it's important for Nyango to step aside so that staffers will have the opportunity, will be free enough to provide information as the LACC will need to be able to get to the root cause, and the actual fact of this matter. As we speak, my understanding is that I got over 10 emails and I got messages from the commission that about $12,000 worth of fuel and scratch card money were illegally stolen again by the director of administration and finance.
That new stealing there.
That new one. Yesterday, I received phone calls. Phone calls yesterday about that. I received a barrage of phone calls yesterday, about what I'm talking about. I can tell you this, Abu, and unless they remove, Nyango temporarily, so that the LACC will be able to ask the necessary question, to staffer, and the staffer will be able to provide those.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prince. Time.
Nyango will use his office, to undermine the entire investigation. I can guarantee you that.
I think that sounds reasonable for the independence of the investigation. It will be fair enough for the president to take such action. I think I can join you to call on the president to do same. But again, whether the president is going to do that, I believe Mr. Nyango is from Lofa, right?
Yes, of course, but I think the president should do that, and I don't judge. I don't want to doubt that the president.
No, but there's
You
a
know,
set,
that have-
there's
that
a there's a sentiment that the president is mostly wary on taking action against people from Lofa until he proves that wrong. But that is a general feeling among many people. So that's why people will be a little skeptical whether Yango could be suspended. There's been a lot of allegation about the guy at the MCSS. I'm told on these scenes, same Lofa connection to he too has been there and all of that. But thank you so much,
But I think
Prince.
if the president will go that route, then it will be wrong. I mean, it will be wrong because justice should be done and it should be served equally, you know, to everybody. Mr. Yango should not be exempt, you know, from the standards that have been set by the government, you know, in terms of officials who are accused of corruption. If the president who is very serious about the fight against corruption, the first thing must be suspended and he be asked to cooperate with the LCC. If you listen, LCC people came for Yango was because he was being rude to the LCC officials. He was sent for since the 13th of March. He had been dodging the LCC people. He had been saying that he's not going to face the LCC people. That is the reason why they took police there for him. So Yango is very adamant. He's a very violent old fellow, former police officer. In fact, he threatened my life. He called me in office and told me that, I mean, he got different tactics to employ should I continue to harass his.
Oh, was that why you ran away to the US? Was that why you ran away to the US? Justifiable anyway.
No, I really didn't run away from, you know, to the US because of I just chose to be safe.
Okay.
You know, I chose to be safe, you know, so that insignificant person like Yango would not take away, you know, my precious life, you know, that is set aside for District 12 representation, you know, come 2029.
Okay, all right, Prince. That's a whole different discussion for another day. But thank you so kindly for your input and contribution on the show. I mean, Liberian. So now you get it. The beans has been spilled clearly. So you listen to the breakdown of the corruption. So that, I mean, it appears like 2024,
Yes.
still happening down there.
And you know, Abu, when Liberians were thinking that, when they were shouting, well, right, our government said knew they need time, the government knew they need time. That's when the guys
were raking.
Steal. And you listen to what Prince said. You listen to the revelation that Prince made. So the only thing now the president needs to do is take swift action. And what is that? Like Prince said, I think it is just prudent enough. Have this guy suspended. Why you think Russell Lynn will be serving suspension, even though investigation had been conducted to confirm that yes, she did what she did, or what she's been accused of? So all that the president needs to do is get these people or get the prince and those names mentioned, get them suspended, so they are able to comply. Because imagine yesterday I listened to the Yango guy on one of our sisters radio programs. I listened to him trying to justify why he has refused to
Now what am I talking about?
yes.
Being arrogant.
So that portrays arrogancy, and I forgot. I wanted to have asked Prince what really he think is behind this Yango's Yango guy action, because you cannot be
the root cause about it.
yes,
Because I followed the case with the MCSS guy. I was pursuing that case, and it seemed tribal connection. He's very arrogant too. The facts are clear and clear. In fact, the bull just feeling weak now. The whole bull didn't even get time for MCSS team.
So it is terrible when people who sat before and said the former president wasn't taking action when he needed to take action. It is sick when they are now in power and they are still not taking actions when there are needs for them to take action. So you cannot have a guy who has been accused of corruption, called by the LSCC for investigation, and he's trying to swift and trying to disrespect the corruption or the anti-corruption commission and not respecting their call for him to appear. And then you see it's a disrespect. And if you can dismiss people for administrative reasons, I think that is one of the administrative reasons for which this guy should be suspended. And before we talk about even the corruption scandal that has hung over him, listen.
And
to
the money we're
breakdown.
talking about is over 300,000.
Listen to that. 300,000 of our country taxpayer money used just to cash.
To a Baka kinsman that was being ruled to the anti-corruption body. Why Emma Glasgow got suspended without any justifiable reason, without any investigation whatsoever, and then replaced. But let's just run through what the LACC posted. For those of you that are dense in the poo water thinking that you're any corruption based on what Baka said. For us, we're clear that Baka was lying, and of course he's proving us now. So you see, you can be walking, you'll be hiding yourself. So pursuant to our press release on March 18, 2025, in which we informed the public that we will share a summarized report of our annual activity. Please find below a report detailing the cases of investigations that were completed for the year 2024. We will also publish the cases completed for the first quarter in April 2025. These cases have been concluded. Though we are currently working with the courts to secure indictments because there is only one court in Monserrado handling corruption cases, the lack of a specialized anti-corruption court remains our primary challenge in the fight against corruption. Now, and this is key. So this is a wake-up call to the president. If the president must demonstrate his unfiltered desire to fighting corruption by taking every action to establish a specialized court. But in the absence of that, right, LSCC drawing up something, people getting something, then you say
a war crimes court.
Then listen to my BA begin say because LSCC really late, so that means Baka fighting corruption. I look at your B and 99. But anyway, so cases investigated and completed for the period 2023-2024, while Baka is president. You're listening to your new government of change and rescue. Stealing the Labrampo money. Tomorrow we'll put the money together, the total sum of just this case. And then you will hold your head. You will know, say, the people were lying on we are to come steal from you. 1. Booker Washington Institute, allegation of fraud, tax evasion, and administrative malpractices. Formal complaint, $25,000. Daniel Collet, LRA, allegation of money laundering and criminal conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. The total sum of $229,771. Abraham Askey, allegation of money laundering in the tune of $195,213. I'm told there is some kind of fast check that has happened with Abraham Askey on, but let's see how that develops. LRA revenue collection. Okay. Allegations of theft and criminal conspiracy involving staff of the LRA in the tune of $9,553. NOCA BMC, allegation of procurement fraud in the award of contract in the tune of $3 million. Vanny Passaway MCC, allegation of money laundering involving money laundering, not playing in the government, money laundering and drugs dealing. When we be telling you, you say, money laundering, a tune of it's $1,161,972. Vanny Passer with MCC. So we clean it there, in clean it there. We go do money laundering. The whole government are upside down, government. I swear to God. Upside down. Say NAFA, theft, and misapplication of funds. Whistleblower, 2 million. Getting serious. Say, that's then come say Executive Protection Service, EO. So man, how you going? How you got that man with the fat head? EBS man. Same gay. Say allegation of theft and misapplication of entrusted property in the tune of 200,000. Papi nak magara home. Baga news suspend all they want to do. Ministry of State. Payroll paddling. Oh, I thought there's many people, then they come out and do their own payroll paddling.
They said doing payroll paddling.
Payroll paddling. So they need amounting to what? Then police Joga Motel. So then they come and say Bong Mines Hospital project investigation. Alleged theft and procurement fraud involving administration of the hospital. Whistleblower, $80,000. MFDP, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, procurement of 2 buses. To go bad boy again, man, knock my God, 200,000. Folks, you're listening to that Baka government, all the things happening in you. So corruption thing we're talking. MFDP again, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Say budget management system investigation. 180,000. I build my get June area. National Center for the Control of Response Mechanism. Allegation of theft, misapplication of fund, misapplication of property, and criminal conspiracy involving Mr. Roland Clark, Head, and Peter Yanambo, Comptroller. The man party joking property or what you everything they stealing money, stealing property, everything. So it's 287,000. Then Ministry of Public Works. Allegation of construction fraud and misapplication of fund involving a construction company in the tune of 900,000. So you see why that the 22 million what they share around. Okay, then you kind of Bapolu County yellow machine case. Oh, yellow machine case, read Bapolu. Allegation of theft and misapplication of fund involving the project management committee of Bapolu County. Yeah, small county that Bapolu has in the row. The many allegation of 400,000. Okay. Bank superintendent compound renovation. Alleged act of corruption in the award of contract for the renovation of superintendent compound, Bangabong County, US $150,000. And this is Bao Chico, Bapolu County Community Development Fund.
Correct.
Allegation of misapplication of funds in connection to the Bapolu Social Development Funds in the tune of $19,280.
So 400 plus the 19,000.
Yeah. 419,000 change. Small country that to steal that money.
What's the 420,000 because
Bong County CDF, SDF. I can remember we talked about this here, right? You remember that, Sonny?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about $3 million. The Bong County, yeah, that one we ain't bring it down. The lawmaker and all two money that is on here. Right? So the last page.
Social Development Fund.
Yeah, that is there. You remember that? I think you get it.
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
Yeah. So Watch Commission. Peter Nyango.
The man can be escaping arrest.
With the environment member. The man can't believe you. Then you get traffic, go out press conference. Say you let how the people the way the people did it.
You go steal our country money, go
then you say, go dignify you. Say allegation of theft and misapplication of funds involving former what? Okay, now the whistleblower, so now can reveal identity. So in the tune of US $316,200 and Liberty $31,688,000.
Correct.
And you're gonna Japan, man. Damn it.
They bought you either in Lake Air.
Bureau of State-owned enterprise. Where the men were put us in the field for job.
Yeah, where they want to
Say allegation of procurement fraud and misapplication of funds at the BSE in the tune of $124,000. I say National Elections Commission allegation of official corruption and misapplication of funds in the tune of $161,000. Ministry of Justice, prison compound, medical supply. Look at the place that we're invested in. Allegation of theft and misapplication of funds involving staff of the MOJ prison compound health facility. Correct. Pull a minute to mount prisoner, a minute, teaching a minute medicine. $50,000. There's a Riverside County Bridge construction investigation.
Correct. I wish I had a bridge.
I know the bridge at the water carrier every day. Timbo River Bridge. Is a allegation of construction fraud in the award of contract for the construction of Riverside County Bridge. $80,000, folks. All this money put it together, that plenty million.
Calculation.
Plenty million. More than 25 million.
They're all the one government. You know, Abu, have you noticed something? Just quickly from even though the government is complaining no money, for them to undertake serious governmental projects, including the rural rehabilitation, out of that, the rural in my own home country, Nimba from Saniko, from Ganta to Sekepie, we still found dust on major parts of the road, and we are pushing towards the rainy season. Nothing is being done about that. But monies are being stolen by Yango, and then you go sit on camera and be there telling people saying later you can dignify criminals. You let people treat you resign and give a kind of what all you are being accused of. And the government is purchasing brand new vehicles. Have you noticed that? In the president convoy, got over 6 new cars.
The manager buying
got over 6 new cars in the president's convoy. And then even the police now they get operation vehicle. How money buying oil?
The police took $6 million loan, and then they're using it to buy.
I saw how much the men buying it right. So if you look in the street, you find more government cars, and then you sum all of these monies together. It's good sum of money that can be used. Even though the government
they're not paying our roads, they're not paying schools.
Even though the very government complaining, but I see very government wants to suppose somebody to contest so that you call another by-election, then the government go there and spend money. You know, the reason why you see these things happening is because where the cars can use to steal. Like in the case of Nimba now, when God forbid that Ben will win, then they will come again another by-election, then they pass money through that budget that will be released by the NEC, then they steal it. So that's how you see that's why you see the people pushing a riot, they want to carry Koga, even though Koga is a sitting law because they want to push Koga. And they know that it will cause by-election. So the government is just portraying irresponsible.
But let's take a few calls and see what Liberians think about all these massive corruptions and stealings and thievery and state lootings that's happening under Mr. Joseph Newman Boakai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia and the rescue government. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. 2 minutes stealing in 1 year. 2025.
So for those calling me on my private number, I'm saying this. For those calling me on my private number, trust me, my phone is.
Oh, where's the phone ringing?
That's my phone there.
But where's our
I think Chris should be having it. Chris, you should please bring it. You have it. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live on the radio. Go ahead.
My name is Boniface.
You say your name is? Please be a bit audible, sir.
Yeah, I think my name is Boniface.
Go ahead, Boniface.
My brother problem. I don't know what is really good. Because look at People going to be will have food. Will have food. People going to pay that food fee. Look at the amount of money now. What is the people stealing? They will pass crazy. So you know, the word on our point out, they say huge amount of money. I mean, the phone they will not. The people propose to say, "Oh, it's well," but the money will not be in. Because again, common people like this, they want to pass our people, they want to shoot. And then they can say they put in the on serious. They on serious when they in their duplicated thousands, when they pass in the community, during time going to school, they not even want to stop. To stick on the train and they say, "Let us start me on your school campus."
Then they can put a car. They can put a car windshield all the darkest. You see the inside. You're the responsible people. None that so stealing. Just stealing the doing. All of them buying new car and government car now. They stealing the children feature. They see the children on the road. They can't even get in lift.
All right, let's talk to this person. Morning.
The way the man said that,
Morning, Chief. You live.
I'm speaking with Pastor Matthew.
Go ahead, Pastor.
You asked the question concerning the corruptible application of this government. I want to give you the factor that is responsible. The factor that is responsible it is this attorney courts that have influence over the law, that weaken the law of this republic. The republic has good law.
But why you're not? Why your pastor? I'm sorry, not you now. But why most of the pastors that used to be in the buses preaching, doing weird thing, all of you not stop. You're not preaching. You know the reason you're not preaching. Why you do that one?
You know what happened? They asked a silly question. Not that we don't want to be in the public or in the opening to preach. You know, we cannot judge because the Bible tells us that we cannot judge. For the same measure we build if you don't know the house. Matthew 7 verse 1 coming down. But what I want to say is that
No, Pastor, you not answer my question. You used to be preaching against corruption. There's corruption in the land. There is blah 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 in the land, but you're not doing it again. The bosses then can be empty. We can sit there inside. Go, come out, go.
We are not preaching against those actions. But what is concerning none of us.
Okay.
Create a situation where sometimes people see us preaching right now. Yes, for the God. But that does not mean that we cannot. I say to you, in this country, level of these practices that make a sexy to have good news.
Okay.
Let me get you on this thing. When people commit crime, and you are investigated by law, and you be convicted by law, and the sentence.
Sure.
Okay. What the sentence is that individual was convicted by law to serve the sentence. What? In instances in this country, people can commit crime when they are going to jail, convicted by law.
All right.
At the same time, you can see the go back.
All right, Pastor. Thank you very much. But that one a whole different issue there. But they working quickly.
Yes, quickly. Thank you, my brother. You see, what been happening in this government and the king? The people make the people to believe that the government just came and they are not being able to get anything working. And this has been my question, because when you say to them, why you see the government say, you know, is it job we are messing the country up? So I asked them about the mess. I said, well, just show me what job we are spoiled, when you talk about that Joseph Baga and Henry anything,
Okay.
that Joseph Baga has done the things. But that means they were stealing from the Liberian people, and people like people, they were forced there. Today, Yango is acting arrogant. But I don't blame Yango because Joseph Baga will do nothing to him.
All right.
Because
All right.
nothing will happen.
Okay. Thank you.
Yango scot-free. That's it.
Thank you very much. Indeed, we have to go. But look, trust me, there's always going to be a day of reckoning. You can steal from the people if you defended by your political party. But you have a president that shields you. Or we are putting it all on public record. So the nation will know, the people will know, the country will know when the time comes. Hey, God, we got to go.
And of course, we'll be here. I'll be here on tomorrow. And until we are back on Monday, let's pray for the peace of our country. We out of here, folks.
So do have yourself a wonderful time. Do a wonderful time from the nation's capital. Bye-bye.